If you guys like looking at other people's coin collections, well, I got a good one for you here. So a friend of mine from work who lives in Windsor, Ontario, knowing that I am into coins, asked me to take a look at his coin collection that he accumulated through his relatives, his father, his uncle, or something like that. And bag number 3 of the coins that he gave me to research. And you will see down in the lower right-hand corner, right there, that shiny copper, that is the dime. And I didn't really notice it right away until after I cut this video. But it was, I said, wait a minute, this is a Canadian dime, but it looks like a penny. And then I noticed that there was like a, it was like brand new, but it had double dates on it and stuff. And after a little bit of research, I was able to match it up with a Singapore penny with the overlays. And then, of course, using my skills as a PowerPoint user, I was able to use PowerPoint to delve into it a little bit deeper. Back of the Canadian dime, the reverse. And then I took the picture of a Singapore penny. There we go. And then I made it an overlay. So if you'll notice down here around the 1995, this mantra right here, and then the word Singapore, and Singapore down here. Now pay attention as I slowly, okay, you can see the word Singapore showing through, the date 1995. You can see that banner right through here. And then part of this tail, and some of the, like the G, of course, when you see that, when I reverse it again, the word Canada, because the coins aren't stamped in the same rotation. The word Canada here is overlaid, but you can see parts of the what is that? The G? Singapore? Yeah. Right, so now that I've got this partially halfway, but you can see when I move the coin away, right? So this is the Singapore coin. So let me clear it out there, right? And then after that's gone, so put side by side, right? You can see the Singapore down here at the bottom, right? Singapore. You can see the 1995, and you can see the 1995 on the Canadian dime, right? And the word Canada through here, but you can see telltale signs of the U and R right here. And it kind of washes out here. And again, they're not quite, I line up that date. You can see that it's a match, right? It matches. And I'm certain that this is a Singapore penny that was thrown in with some dime planchets, and then when they ran the batch of dimes, and I can take this, so let me get that out of the way. Oops, let me turn the transparency off. Get that penny out of the way. Take this, here's the Canadian dime. Ooh, let's rotate it so that's square to the world, right? There's your 1995 on the Canadian dime, the word Canada, right? And 10 cent down here, and you can see the 1995 bleeding through, the word Singapore here, parts of the word up here, and you can tell. And so I'm going to go and do this in reverse. Reverse it. Okay, so you see the lion right there. When I line up this lion right here, you can see on the sailboat, I might not have the rotation quite right, but you can see it matches. It matches very much, especially the 95 down there and the word Singapore. Again, it's perfect. So I contend that this Singapore penny, a Singapore penny, in 1995, being stamped out in Canada or at the Royal Canadian Mint, was tossed into a batch of dime planchets when they ran Canadian dimes, and this Canadian dime was stamped over top of a Singapore penny. That's the front side, and there's the one. There's the one, and the word one, and the word cent here. Oh, I'm sorry, cent. So if we look at but now here's the stats on a Singapore penny. And so a Singapore penny weighs 1.24. I weighed this, and it was 1.24. So it is a Singapore penny, because the dime, this dime does not weigh 207. It weighs 1. Okay, so the rest of this video, I'm going to show you the collection that he brought to work and had me take a look at. You can comment and share. Send me a line to Coin Mojo on my P.O. box. So he brought in boxes over the course of 3 different days with old tin cans, it looks like tobacco cans, things like that, and bags just filled with an accumulation of coins over years. And it didn't seem like there was any kind of real value other than obvious silver and things like that. So when I look at someone's collection, I'm learning at the same time, and I'm looking for stuff that may have value. So he wanted me to just go over his collection and see if there was anything in there. And there was plenty of good stuff for silver and commemoratives and things like these Olympic coins from, I believe those were also from the 80s. Some of these boxes were interesting. These nickels made of toneback during the war. It was the same as the U.S. went to a partially silver nickel because they needed the nickel for the war effort. He also, being in Windsor, had plenty of American or U.S. coins, including lots of Wheaties. I'm sure his father or grandfather was saving Wheaties living in Windsor. I'm sure just like here in Detroit, we get lots of Canadian coins, and so I imagine they get them over there too, so they're pocketing them. Of course, American coinage is more accepted in Canada than it is in the Canadian coins in the U.S. But most of the stuff that he had kind of a well circulated. There weren't anything other than the silver rounds and a few silver $50. Most of it was pretty much pocket change, and a lot of foreign stuff, European, Great Britain, of course, which is, motherland of Canada. And so there was lots of interesting stuff, foreign coins as well. And he had a couple jewelry. So I think it was grandfather made bracelets and stuff out of foreign coins during the Second World War. Most of the coins on the bracelets that I looked at had were dated from the 30s and 40s. These King George pennies are from the early turn of the century, early 20s, and then of course Queen Elizabeth took the front and center on coinage in Canada and most of the British colonies throughout the world. But the Canadian pennies, obviously, prior to 1959, we had the wheats, and you could say that these are equivalent to wheat cents, right? If you're looking for older pennies, now at this point, all wheat cents are 65 plus years old. And so that's starting to get up there pretty good.
My friend from Windsor brought in another sack of goodies from his collection, and I'm gonna go through. There's a can, a whole Ziploc bag of stuff here, and another baggie full of what looks to be a mixture of foreign coins and Canadian. He said he has some Sacagaweas in here. I see a couple of silver coins in here mixed in with some Ike's $50. I see some silver edges in there. So I'm gonna take this first tin here, and when I opened it, it's just a mixed bag of coins, but clearly there's silver in here, some other things. Britannia, 1897, 1797, some older coins. I see some Canadian dimes, silver halves from Canada, some older ones in here. 1935, another interesting penny coin, English penny. Looks like we got some older silver, oops, small. Just a mixed bag, basically. Dateless buffalo. So just kind of a jar, basically, an accumulation. So that's out of the tin. We'll get that organized, and then I'm gonna crack open the next bag and lay it out here real quick. This little baggy's worth it. $25 rolls, dollar coins. Looks like a mixture between U.S. and looks like it's mostly U.S. A couple silver rounds. So that's a lot to pour through here, quite a bit. Got a safety pin. Some older stuff in here too. Got a nice little hole in it. Looks like fun right there. Let's see what's in the last mixture of regular spending money, foreign coins, mixture of things here. Got a chain. Looks like with a silver coin on it. Chain might be silver as well. Pretty heavy. Tokens, pins. Just a mixed bag, like I said. So I got a lot to look through here. Hopefully I can make some sense of it and get it sorted and organized. And should be fun.
Well, that's it. That's all I got for now. That was a pretty cool discovery. I still haven't had it authenticated, but I'm pretty sure my research tells me what it is. I've seen coins that have been stamped over other coins, and they demand thousands of dollars sometimes. Check me out on eBay, Coin Mojo, and JDK Collectibles. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. If you've got pictures you'd like to share of any unusual coins, you can go to my Facebook page and post pictures there. Comment and share. I appreciate any kind of feedback in regards to this video and others. Give me those 4 clicks again. Thanks again for coming to see my presentation. Coin Mojo out. Don't forget, drop me a line.